Welcome to the Cheap Guitar Channel. Just a poor man playing poor stuff poorly. Thanks for being here, and hopefully you can make an informed decision with your friends here at Cheap Guitar Channel. Like and subscribe if you want to. And now, here's me to hopefully help you make an informed decision with the Cheap Guitar Channel. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Cheap Guitar Channel. I'm Cody. Like and subscribe if you want to. Some changes have happened on the Cheap Guitar Channel in that they said that I could start putting links to the things I review in the description, and if you click on one of those links and buy something, then I get a few cents or something. I'm not really sure how it works, but man, I was excited. So anyway, I'm going to put links in the description to the Indiana Scout acoustic guitar I'm about to review. I decided to do it a little different, have a little fun, kind of do a Western theme. I'm comparing it to the Recording King guitar, which isn't a fair comparison. The Indiana Scout, very much a budget, basic, cheap acoustic, beginner acoustic. The Recording King, absolutely not. It is not by any means in my world a budget guitar. You can find them $700-800 sometimes, give or take. The Indiana, I got it for less than $100 25 years ago. It has stayed with me through thick and thin. If it could tell stories, I would probably be under the jail. But it's seen so many campfires. It smells like an old gym locker. It isn't, I don't think, made of real wood, but I am going to put the link in the description below. I was surprised that Indiana was still in business, still making guitars. I haven't heard anything about them for decades, and I didn't realize they were even still in business. My Indiana Scout, I probably went through 100 of them before I settled on the one that I'm reviewing today. It is beat to pieces. I'm going to show you the nut. It's kind of crushed. Again, it lived in the back of my car, lived in the back of my truck, lived in the back of my car again. It's probably got 1,000,000 miles on it. But I restrung them with fresh strings. The Martin Phosphor 80-20 strings is what I put on them. The strings were about to rot off of them, both of them. It's been a while since I've played them. The Indiana, I never changed the strings on it. The strings that were on it were probably 5 or 6 years old, at least. And it still didn't sound bad. A little bit dull, but not terrible. So I've restrung them with new Martin Phosphor Bronze 80-20s. Both guitars, I'll do a comparison, let you hear the Indiana Scout, and then I'll play the Recording King. You can sort of compare them. I use the zoom camera because it picks up audio so much better than this camera does, so kind of doing it a little bit different and Western themed. So hope you enjoy it. Like and subscribe if you want. If not, that's okay too. Thanks for being in our little corner of the interweb. So I have both of them restrung now with fresh strings on them. Again, this is an Indiana Scout guitar. It is almost 25 years old, beat to pieces. It is my campfire guitar. If it could tell stories, it would have a lot of stories to tell. The reason I'm doing the review on this guitar is because if you were looking for a budget acoustic, I wasn't sure they still made this guitar, but they do. Amazon is selling them. I'll put a link down if you're interested in it, but I wanted to do this video because this guitar, although it isn't a Martin or a Breedlove or a Taylor by any stretch, for less than $100 when I got it, I didn't mind if it got lost, stolen, beat up, bruised, whatever. At least that's what I thought. Until I had the guitar for a while and realized the way it plays, the way it sounds for $100, gonna be hard to be beat. Now, what kind of wood is it made of? I'm not sure. I'll put the link in it so you can look at it. It looks like plywood. It has tons of glue on the inside of it. What it's made of, I don't know. Wood byproduct? I'm really not sure. So I'm just going to play it with fresh strings, let you hear what it sounds like. To my ears, it doesn't have enough low end, but again, you know, after 25 years and the beating it's taken, I'm surprised it makes sound at all. But this is what the Indiana Scout, 25 years old, beat to pieces, smells like an old shoe, but plays good and to my ears sounds good. Again, for $100 guitar, it's really hard to beat. Picking single notes out, you see my excellent guitar skills, right? Anyway, I love this guitar. Like I say, it's been with me through thick and thin. It's one of those guitars I never imagined I would hang on to it this long. I figured somewhere along the way it would have got burnt, crushed, stolen, whatever. But man, like an old faithful friend, it's been with me through it all. The binding on it, yellowing like crazy. I don't know if you can see the nut. Try and get a shot of it, but it's in terrible shape. It's been crushed. It's like I say, it's definitely seen its better days, and it has held up remarkably well. I have no complaints about this guitar, and for what I paid for it, as a matter of fact, the tuners on the back of it, I'm well impressed with and have been forever because they're smooth. They hold their tuning pretty well. They're definitely not what I would consider high-end tuners, but they're definitely not budget tuners. I didn't replace them. I didn't change them. This is how they came on the guitar. I'm not sure if they're still using these types of tuners. Again, you get a look at them there. Like I say, they're not super cheap tuners, but they work remarkably well. Obviously, I'm not a real guitar player, and I'm definitely not a lead player, but I play a little bit just to give you an idea of what this thing sounds like up the fretboard. So this is the Indiana Scout budget guitar. Again, it has been beat to death over the decades. And yet it still, to my ears, sounds really good and doesn't play half bad. This is the Recording King, RD-328. This is a fabulous guitar by any metric. Adirondack spruce top, mahogany back and sides, solid pieces. A far cry from the plywood that is the Indiana Scout. It's also, depending on where you get it, 7 or 8 times the price. But I just wanted not to necessarily review the Recording King because it is not a budget guitar, not by my standards, but how I wanted to show how the Indiana compares to a not budget guitar. So I'm just going to kind of play the same chord structures and let you get an idea. This guitar is a cannon compared to the Indiana Scout. I did this comparison so you can maybe see the difference between a very basic budget acoustic and a not so budget acoustic and the differences between them. The tuners on the Indiana Scout are actually much more smooth than the open gear tuners on the Recording King. Not that the Recording King tuners are bad, they're actually really good, but the tuners on the Indiana Scout are some of the best tuners of any guitar that I've ever owned. But the Indiana Scout, obviously budget. I doubt real seriously it's any kind of real wood. It doesn't look like it. It looks like the paneling that we took off these walls and replaced with sheetrock. But something about it just works. And I'm not going to say that all the Indiana Scouts sound like this because I went through probably 100 of them and settled on this one because it played good, it sounded good, and it was definitely well within the budget. So thank you for joining me again here on the Cheap Guitar channel. I'm Cody. Like and subscribe if you want to. And they've let me put links to these things through Amazon. I'm pretty sure if you click the link and buy something, that I'm going to get a few cents off that purchase. I don't know how much. I really don't even know how it works. They just sent me a thing and said, hey, you have to tell people if you put the links in there. I was just happy to be able to put links to the stuff that I'm reviewing. So anyway, if you click on something, I think I probably get a little money from it, but I don't know. So I am going to put the links to these guitars in the description. So like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's cool too. I'm just happy you're here joining us in our little corner of the interweb. Until the next time, have yourselves a great one. See ya, be cool, bye.
Thanks again for hanging out with us on the Cheap Guitar channel.
Like and subscribe if you want.
And be sure to join us next time for a poor man playing poor stuff poorly. For all of me here at Cheap Guitar Channel, have a good one, and I'll talk to you next time.